Welcome to Harry and Meghan Tales, the channel where we cut through the noise, unpack the spin, and defend two people who've been dragged through the mud for daring to live life on their own terms. I'm Adrian, and today we're tackling the latest so-called blow to the Sussexes, a ranker survey that's got the tabloids foaming at the mouth. According to reports, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are among the most hated celebrities in the US. Meghan ranks second, and Harry comes in fourth. Cue the dramatic headlines, "Everything has ended badly." Their image is in freefall. But hang on, who decided this, why, and what's really going on? Let's break it down. Today, we turn our gaze to the human realm, specifically Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Their story is often told through a storm of headlines and controversy, but what lies beneath the noise? In the digital age, information and misinformation spreads rapidly, shaping perceptions in ways we rarely question. Words like hated are thrown around with ease, but do they reflect reality or just echo in a chamber of outrage? Our goal is not to judge, but to understand. The story of Harry and Meghan is one of love, duty, and difficult choices, all under relentless public scrutiny. This attention can distort, turning private struggles into public spectacle. We must look for quieter truths beyond the loudest voices. Let's examine the forces that create such powerful narratives. What mechanisms drive the cycle of negativity? We'll consider evidence, not just noise. Often the most inspiring stories are found in resilience and quiet dignity. Harry and Meghan's courage to seek a different path deserves a closer look. Join me as we try to see beyond the shadows. Let's understand the complex environment in which this modern story unfolds. In a world quick to judge, let's pause to observe. Let's question what we're shown. Sometimes the truth is quieter than the storm, and it's there we'll begin our journey. In the wilds of the internet, viral surveys appear with bold claims, like declaring Harry and Meghan among the most hated. These polls spread fast, quickly becoming fact for many. But are they reliable? Rarely. Online polls are open to anyone, often multiple times with no demographic controls. It's like judging a forest by only the trees near a highway, skewed and incomplete. Small, dedicated groups can easily sway results. Trolls and those with agendas use these polls to create impact, not accuracy. The word hate is powerful, but applying it broadly based on flimsy data is misleading. This creates a narrative of animosity, fueling more negative coverage. The cycle is self-perpetuating. Media reports the poll fuels negativity, and more negative stories follow. It's damaging to those caught in the loop. We must question the motivation behind such surveys. Are they genuine attempts to gauge opinion or tools for manipulation? Often they serve to stir controversy, not reflect reality. The digital world amplifies these storms. Developing a critical eye is crucial. True understanding requires more than a headline. We need to look deeper at what shapes perception. The mirage of widespread hate often crumbles under scrutiny. Don't accept every viral poll at face value. Ask who benefits from the narrative. Seek the truth beneath the surface. Only then can we see the real story. Let's move beyond the numbers and into the facts. The media thrives on conflict. If it bleeds, it leads. Negative stories about Harry and Meghan attract more attention than their positive work. A single rumour can dominate headlines, while their charity efforts barely register. This selective focus shapes public perception, making storms seem constant. The quieter moments of service are overshadowed by controversy. It's not always a conspiracy, but a system built for sensationalism. For Harry and Meghan, every move is scrutinised, often through a negative lens. Their positive contributions, mental health advocacy, support for veterans, are drowned out. This creates a distorted, unbalanced picture. The public is deprived of a fair view. Constant negativity erodes goodwill and turns people into caricatures. As consumers, we must recognize this bias. Seek out the full story, not just the loudest headlines. Remember, the media's preference for storms means the sunshine often goes unnoticed. Don't let the noise define your understanding. Look for the substance behind the spectacle. The truth is often quieter than the controversy. Let's listen for it. Sometimes, choosing a new path means facing misunderstanding. For Harry and Meghan, leaving royal life was a bold, costly decision. Speaking their truth took courage, but reactions were mixed. Some saw bravery, others betrayal. This split reveals the heavy expectations placed on public figures, especially royals. Authenticity clashed with demands for silent conformity. In challenging tradition, they faced resistance and were often cast as villains. History shows that those who question the system are rarely welcomed. Harry and Meghan spoke of pressure and a toxic media environment. These were their truths. Yet, they were often portrayed as aggressors, not individuals seeking refuge. The path they chose was difficult, paved with criticism and misunderstanding. Choosing authenticity over expectation is powerful, even if not understood by all. Their courage to leave and speak out is a strength often overlooked. Their journey highlights the challenge of seeking peace under public scrutiny. It's a reminder that personal truth can come at a high cost, but it's also a testament to the power of living authentically. Sometimes, the hardest path is the most honest one. In royal coverage, double standards are glaring. Meghan Markle faced harsher scrutiny than others in the royal family. Actions praised in some were criticised in her. From fashion to opinions, the lens was unforgiving. This disparity raises questions about bias and media motives. Unequal scrutiny isn't new, but in the monarchy it's especially stark. It creates unfairness and makes acceptance elusive. Meghan's narrative often seemed predetermined, any action twisted to fit a stereotype. This burden is heavy for anyone, let alone someone new to the role. Recognizing these double standards is the first step to a balanced view. Question whether criticism is fair or part of a larger pattern. Only then can we see the real individuals behind the headlines. There's a difference between being in the public eye and under a microscope. For Harry and Meghan, it's the latter. Over-scrutinized, not just overexposed. Every detail of their lives is dissected, often without their consent. The digital age amplifies this scrutiny to unprecedented levels. They can't control the thousands of headlines, many speculative or false. Imagine living in a glass house, every move commented on. This relentless observation impacts mental health and relationships. The argument that it comes with the territory only goes so far. At some point, scrutiny becomes harassment. Their attempts to set boundaries are often criticized as well. We must reflect on the cost of this insatiable appetite for detail. Understanding this pressure is key to understanding their choices. Amid the storms, Harry and Meghan have chosen quiet dignity. They don't engage with every negative headline. Instead, they focus on building their RQL foundation and supporting causes they believe in. Their actions speak louder than the noise. Service, advocacy and community support continue, often underreported. Their commitment to constructive action shows resilience. They are building a purposeful life far from the relentless commentary. Some claim they're diminished by criticism, but their actions show otherwise. They are raising their children and thriving in new ways. Perhaps the real loss is for those who profited from their pain. Their refusal to play the old game has changed the media ecosystem. The narrative of unpopularity may reflect that frustration. Character is defined by actions, not headlines. Their journey is ongoing, but their choice to prioritize well-being and purpose is inspiring. The truth, though often muddied, finds its course. In their quiet strength, we see a far more compelling story than any manufactured hate. So no, everything hasn't ended badly. In fact, it's only just beginning. Meghan and Harry have Netflix deals, humanitarian projects, and global support. They're not desperate. They're not defeated. They're just not playing the game anymore. And for the people who are making millions off their misery, that's the real problem. If you're tired of the unfair treatment, the double standards, and the hate disguised as headlines, this channel is for you. Subscribe to Harry and Meghan Tales, and let's keep telling the truth they don't want you to hear. I'm Adrian, reminding you that character matters more than clout, and the Sussexes, they've got plenty of both.